And welcome everybody, hope you're well. It's Dan, welcome to today's podcast. And so let's start off with, I know we've spoken about this before, but how many good summers have you got left? Let's have that as a conversation. I'm 50. How many summers do you think I've got left? Like good ones, like, you know, where you're able to do stuff, like jet ski or go swimming in the sea, or 20, 25, maybe absolutely pushing it, 30. Like 30 is not too bad, is it? But if I only live to 20, for 70 summers, not live, but if I've only got another 20 good summers where I'm physically capable, got all my marbles, and I'm physically capable of doing stuff. And, you know, one of the things I've always thought about is just how short life actually is. And life is incredibly short. Like, you're born and then you go through school, there's 15 to 18 to 22 years of your life gone. Then you're into work, another 28 years. Then you turn 50 and then you kind of get to 50 and you're like, oh, surely not. Like, life hits you and you think, oh my gosh, people pass away, your dog dies, your job that you're stuck in, and you know, how many more years have you got left of that? Well, it used to be 65. Now is it 67, 68, 69 before you can retire? It just beggars belief, doesn't it? And then, you know, most people, they retire at 65, and the average age used to be like 67, 68. God, do you remember those days back in the 70s and 80s? It's not that long ago, 30, 40 years ago, right? Now, of course, we're living till we're 80. 82, 83, 84 is the average age of life expectancy. But goodness me, we work from the age of 20 to 30 and we haven't got a clue, and we're finding everything out, and we go through various pain points. Then we get married age 30 and we have kids through to the age of 50 to 55, and then you've got another 10 years of work. Like how many good summers have you got left? And not only how many good summers, but how many of those summers are you actually working for those 6 to 8 weeks over summer? But you can't go anywhere because you've got a job and you've got stuff to do and you've got a business to run and all this extra stuff. And I don't know what the answer to this is, obviously. I don't think there is an answer. You're going to die at some point. I'm going to die. And in 200 years, everybody that you've ever known, everybody that's ever loved you, everybody who's ever known who you are, unless you turn famous for some reason, they're not even going to know that you existed. And so if we put this into context, go do the thing that you really want to go do. Go live the life. If you want to go be an opera singer, go be an opera singer. If you want to go do stand-up, do stand-up. If you want to go join CrossFit and do Ironman, go do that. If you want to backpack across Europe, go do that. Find ways of making this happen. Because this is not just about how many summers have you got left. This is about how many years have you got left. How many good years do you think you've actually got in you left? And I guarantee it's nowhere near as many as you think it is, or as many as you hope it is, because it's not. Like, you got 20 summers left. Where do you want to go on the planet? Like, can you get a list of 20 places you want to go and 20 things that you want to do? Yeah, you probably can, right? Probably quite easily. When are you going to do them? You're going to run out of time. So this comes down to planning, really. So step one here is you've got to work out exactly what it is that you really want to be doing. That's number one. Like, do you want to go whitewater rafting? We're on about going horseback riding next year in America. And that's something I've always wanted to do, like city slickers, you know, a bit of bonanza. My little one, she loves horse riding, and I really want to impress her with my horse riding ability, which I haven't got, so I need to go get some secret lessons. We went out on our bicycles yesterday. It's the first time we've actually gone out, me and her. Normally we walk the dog and my bike's downstairs, and I'm all about doing a triathlon, and I'm like, let's get the bike out. And she was so giddy and excited about her and Daddy going out on a bike ride. You know, it's for little things, isn't it? But get yourself a list of all these things. Where do you want to visit? Stonehenge, Japan, Adelaide. I don't know why you want to go to Adelaide. I've made that up. LA, Belize. Where do you want to go? Bali. Like, there's a lot of places on this planet that are amazing. The pyramids. Do you want to go backpacking? Do you want to go staying in a camper van? Which, as I'm getting older, is looking increasingly more attractive. It's clearly an age thing. I'm clearly getting on a bit. But you've only got so much time left. And now is the time to really make a push to make the money so that you can go out and do whatever it is that you want to go out and do. And so, like, being aware of just how many summers you've got left and how many good years. Now, there's an extra bit to this, by the way, because it's not only about how many years have you got left, but how many good years and how many good summers have you got left. Because if you're overweight and you're stressed and you're smoking and you're drinking, like, first of all, let's talk about drinking, because I don't know why drinking loads of alcohol is normalized. I don't know why people go, oh yeah, I drink a bottle of wine every night. I don't know why that's a normalized thing. You're an alcoholic. And I'm sorry if this is news to you, but this is not good for you. Well, we just polish off a bottle of wine every night. Are you an alcoholic then? No, we're not alcoholics. Yeah, I pretty much think you are. I don't think that's normal. Like, why is it normalised? If you have an accident on EastEnders, here, get this whiskey down you. We're having a whiskey after a car accident. That makes sense. So when the police turns up, that stuff doesn't make sense. But what I'm saying here is, I've got off on a tangent for change, is that it's not just about how many years you've got left. How many good years have you got left? How fit are you going to be going into your 70s and 80s? And now is the time to start making that change. If you're overweight, if you're drinking too much, if you're smoking too much, if you're eating too much processed food, like, I'm not saying that you have to stop on day one, but you know, if you're eating 5 donuts a day, eat 4 donuts a day and drop that down to 3, 2, 1 donut a day, 1 donut a week, 1 donut a month. I'm not saying that it doesn't even have to be as strict as that. It could be 1 a month, 1 a week. But how good are you going to look in your 70s? And how good are you going to feel in your 70s? And how much are you going to actually want to get off your butt and go out and do all these exciting things now that you've eventually retired and you haven't got the physical health for it? You've not got a lot of time left here. Sorry, folks. Sometimes we've just got to get real on these podcasts. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was that the old school marketing that got you here isn't the thing that's going to get you there. So what do I mean by that? So I speak to a lot of people and they go, well, in the past we've ran newspaper adverts, we've had yellow page adverts, we've ran billboards. And it's like the thing that's got them there to this point isn't necessarily the thing that's going to move them forward. You know, we see TikTok, for example. TikTok used to be called Musical.ly, by the way. If you remember that a number of years ago. And my kids would be posting onto Musical.ly and would keep a close eye on it because it was just dodgy as hell. I was just never keen on it at all. Anyway, it's changed and it became TikTok. And obviously, TikTok was for 10 to 20-year-olds, right? Well, not now. We're in 2023. I had to check what year we're in then. That's not what TikTok is. TikTok now has got 40 to 60-year-olds on it. It's one of the fastest growing demographics on TikTok because everybody's using it. And it's only old fuddy-duddies like me that use Facebook. If you want to target a younger audience, sure, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, but also 50 to 60 are on there as well. And I'm not saying that your primary message, because I actually don't promote out onto TikTok. But again, am I like the old dinosaur? I've got a dinosaur here, actually. Why has Dan got a dinosaur on a desk and why has it got a saddle on it? It's because my daughter plays with Schleich horses and I had to get a dinosaur so I could join in, but I'm a dinosaur. Anyway, a bit odd, but there you go. That's why I've got a dinosaur on my desk with a saddle on it. So this is me saying, you know, TikTok, I don't understand TikTok, and so we don't market on TikTok. Like, do you think we're missing a trick there? Hell yeah. We do other things. You know, we've got Facebook ad retargeting. We go out on LinkedIn. We've got Facebook ad retargeting. We go out on LinkedIn. We've got Google ads. So we've got all these extra bits of marketing. But and we podcast. We live stream at least once a week now. Touch wood. That's what's supposed to happen. But what about the next thing? What about ChatGPT? How are we integrating that into our business for AI content? Like, it's really weird at the moment. We're heading towards this point where things are about to change dramatically in our lives. Like the next 10 to 20 years, I notice the US keep shooting down unidentified flying objects, which may well be Chinese balloons, but they may well not be. One of the theories is that as we're moving towards a more AI-based society, if there are aliens out there and watching us, that's probably the time that they're going to come in and intervene at some point so we don't blow ourselves up. Although we're doing a pretty good job of blowing ourselves up at the moment, aren't we? But like, moving away from aliens, how are you going to implement that stuff into your business? How are you looking to grow your business in 2023? And what are you doing differently this year to increase the number of eyeballs? Consistency is one of the things we're doing. We'll talk about that soon. But what else are you doing to get in front of your target audience? What actions are you taking? What lives are you doing? What audios are you doing? What writing are you doing? So, for example, one of the things that we're doing is we're writing more articles on our website, which we then post out on to social media, which then drives traffic back to the website. And it's not something we've done a huge amount of over the past year or a couple of years, but already we're starting to see some results. But it's bloody time consuming. So what else are you doing in order to get your business in front of all these other people? So let's take a business. Let's say you do wills. I pick wills because wills are a hard product to sell. Everybody should have a will, 100% right. How many people got a will? Less than 5%, probably, less than 10%. It's very, very low. And if you look at demographics, like young people don't have wills. 5 or 10% of old people have only got wills. 90% haven't. So like everyone should have a will, but most haven't. So it's a really hard thing to sell. So how are you getting in front of as many people as possible to demonstrate that you're the guy to go to if you want a will? And for most people, it's like, oh, nobody. I do a networking event. Okay, how many people are you speaking there? Oh, 10 on a good night. Okay, 10. How often do you network? Oh, one a week. We know it's not one a week, but let's just say one a week. Okay, brilliant. That's 40 a month. A whole 40 people. And out of those 40 people, how many wills do you sell? None. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's crazy. So let's say it's 5%. That's 1 in 20, isn't it? So if that's 40 people, you might do 2 wills a month. How much money do you make on a will? 60, 80 quid. Okay, got it. 160 quid. You're screwed, right? What are you doing to get in front of people? This is the key. You have to get your butt in front of as many people as possible. I don't care how you do that. It could be on the back of a taxi, the side of a bus, the side of a billboard. You could go live on YouTube like we're doing right now. You could go live on Facebook. You could have a podcast. You can be answering Q&As. You could get in the Daily Mail if that's your thing. You've just got to get in front of as many people as you can. And the more people that you're going to get in front of, the better it's going to be. But if you can't get yourself in front of people, how many people are going to know that you sell wills? Not many. So it's the old school marketing that got you here. You're going to have to change that up and get that stuff out and start putting your message and your voice out there. So next up, let's talk about accountancy. Next up, let's talk about accountability and consistency. So I was just talking about one of the things that we're doing this year compared with the previous years is our level of consistency has increased. And one of the problems that we had last year was we left the gate and we would podcast every single day, and that's really hard. There's a lot of pressure to come up with content. And so actually this year, we just got a lot more consistent now in the last few weeks of actually putting out one podcast a week. And now we've got lots of different things. As you can see here, we've got lots of things we can talk about and there's stuff going on in the world which fall out time-wise because time moves on and they're no longer relevant. And then there's other stuff that isn't time-specific, accountability and consistency. I could talk about that in 1,000 years and it would still be relevant more than likely. I'll be in a robot body by then and my consciousness will be on the cloud. We'll all live in a holodeck with holograms and virtual reality. Who the hell knows, right? But consistency will still be there, whatever it is that I want to do in life or my robot life. And accountability is part of this as well. So one of the reasons why I go to CrossFit every single morning is because I'm one of those guys where I'm either on or I'm off eating pies and crisps and donuts. I'm dreadful. Right? I'm 100% kind of guy, but the 100% is sometimes pizza and sometimes it's working out. Right? There's no middle ground for me, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs are like that as well. And so one of the reasons why I go to CrossFit every single morning, now, caveat, I go 4 times a week, but I do weightlifting 2 other days. But one of the reasons for that is that, like this morning, it was just me and my coach, and he's like, what do you want to do today? I'm like, I don't know. So we did some chest work, and we worked on technique on my kipping pull-ups, and absolutely blasted my shoulders. Couldn't lift my arms up afterwards. Really good. But every day that he's there, he's seeing me work out, and he's one of the people that I get accountability from. In addition to that, I've also got a CrossFit coach, world champion Jason Grubb. He's 47. He's a masters athlete, which means he's old, like I am. But he's a world champion in his age range. I'm a few years older than he is. But I get accountability from having a coach. Now, sometimes I don't even speak to him that often, right? But knowing that I'm paying money and that he's there checking on my progress gives me accountability. I've even had it with clients, with coaching clients, where they start and then, boy, they're accountable as anything. I've not even told them what to do yet. But they're going, I've done this and I've done that and I've done this because I thought you might ask. And they're really on it. And that's where accountability comes in. Now, if you can get accountable and you can get consistent in the processes that will get you the results. So the processes that will get me the results, for example, which I'm really failing on right now, is I'm eating so much junk food right now. It's dreadful. I'm working out on one hand because I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I still do my workouts, but then I eat pizza, right? That's really inconsistent with my diet. But if I can rejig that and focus on the results that I want, and then I can consistently eat the right foods, do you think I'm going to get to where I want to get to? Absolutely. But you have to work out, where do you want to get to? So one of the keys for me is on fat loss and building muscle, and we've got some triathlons to do, we've got a couple of high roxes to do, and I want to go out and compete, right? I'm 50 and I'm on about competing still, and I'm hoping to be still doing that age 60 and hopefully into my 70s as well. There's still people who joined the CrossFit Open in their 70s. One of the oldest competitors, I think she was like 73 doing a rope climb, for goodness sake. I mean, that's absolutely blows my mind away. But do you think in order for her to get there, do you think she might have had to be accountable for the last 25 years and consistent for the last 25 years? And that's the only reason that person can get to that point. So now when we compare that to where you are, and obviously I don't know who's watching, I don't know who's listening, but where were you on that accountability scale? Like, shall we take a guess? A 2, a 3, a 4 out of 10. Consistency. Should we take a stab in the dark at that? Obviously, it depends what it is. We do some things really well and we do some things less well. Consistency, 2, a 3, a 4. One of the things that I try to be more consistent with is playing with my daughter. We're back to the dinosaur with a saddle on it, aren't we? Because I play with my daughter with her little horses. She's 8 and she absolutely loves it. And yesterday we went out on a bike ride. And it's so easy to go, oh, no, I'm just too busy. I've got loads on, or I can't do this, or I'm exhausted from my workouts. But being consistent and playing with her all through, when she gets to 15, 16, 17, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, whatever those ages are, she remembers her old man, me, and she remembers, God, do you remember that dinosaur my dad used to have? That's the stuff that she will remember. So the consistency, regardless of what it is important throughout everything that we do. It's important in your relationships. It's important in your work. It's important in your health. It's important in your diet. It's important in your faith and spirituality if you go down that path. And being accountable is also key to getting those successes that you and I both want. So next up, let's talk about doing the work. So what do I mean by doing the work? Like, I get clients and coaching clients, they come to me and they go, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then do this, and then do that. And then we speak again in 2 more weeks, and I go, have you done this, and have you done that, and have you done these other things that you said? And I go, oh, no, I didn't do them. And I'm like, okay. Now, this kind of comes into accountability and consistency as well, doesn't it? But there's nothing like getting off your butt and physically doing the work. You know, one of the big things that I've seen a couple of times, actually, it's obviously trending on social media, is about being fit and having a healthy body and a muscular body and an attractive body. You can't buy that. Like, you can through surgery, but it's not a healthy body. if you want to go running 10 kilometers, surgery is not going to allow you to do that. The only way for you to run a marathon or 10k or 5k in 25 minutes is for you to go out and actually do the work. And are there shortcuts? Yeah, there are shortcuts. Shortcuts will only get you so far. Are there shortcuts in your business? Of course there are. But again, they're only going to get you so far. The thing that will get you to the conclusion, the destination that you're looking for, the result, is for you to do the work. And in order for you to do the work, that means that you're going to have to allocate a certain number of hours. What time is it? It's 2 o'clock for me here in Spain. So in an hour, I'm on my bike. I need to eat first after this, and then I'm on my bike for an hour. And the only way that I can improve my bike riding for the triathlons is to actually get on a bike and do the work. I can't do it watching videos about being on a bike, and I can't do it about listening to a podcast about being on a bike, and I can't do it about reading a book about being on a bike. The only way that I can get better about being on a bike is to get on the bike and put the hours in. That is it. How many hours have you spent doing this? Well, I don't understand about marketing, Dan. Okay. How many hours have you spent researching marketing? Oh, none. Okay. I'm not very good at managing people. Okay. How many hours have you spent learning how to manage people? Oh, no, none. Oh, an hour? Well, how many hours do you think it would take for you to get good at managing people? 20 or 40 or something like that? 30 hours maybe? Yeah. Okay. How about you go and put 30 hours worth of work in then? Like, I know this sounds really obvious. It sounds so obvious that people aren't doing it. We speak to property sources and I'm like, yeah, you need to be dropping 20,000 leaflets. And they're like, oh, how many have you dropped? 500. I did 100 today, and then I'll do 100 tomorrow. And then maybe on Saturday I'll do 50. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Do the goddamn work. The only way that you're going to get these results is if you do the work. If you allocate the hours, you put those hours in. Like, I'm a nightmare. I am a nightmare like everybody else. There's nothing special here, right? If I want to get better at running, which I do, improve my distance running, I've got to run the distance. I can't watch a video about it. I have to just put the shorts on, leave the house, and I have to go and I have to run. There's no magic to any of this. You just have to do the work. You've got to put the hours in. Otherwise, you're just going to end up like everybody else who's also not doing the work. And by the way, like most people, if we had a pyramid, most people are down here at the bottom of this pyramid, right? Most people do not do the work. If you just do 5% more than the average person, you're going to do so much better, right? If you do 20 or 30 or 40% or 50 or 60% more, if you're doing 50 or 60% more, you're in the top 1%. No question. Because most people don't do the work. How many lives have you done this week? Oh, I went live for maybe 10 minutes. Okay. Do you think that's going to get you the results? Of course it's not. How the hell is that going to give you results? We got Mr. Beast, who makes $250 million a month, or whatever he makes, right, off YouTube. That guy works 60, 70 hours a week. There's no question that that's what he does. You have to do the work. And most people that do the work, and it's the wrong bloody work. They come, they sit at the desk, and we go, oh, what shall I do? Let's check Facebook. Yeah, I'm working. Let me check LinkedIn. I'll check email again. I've just done that 5 minutes ago, but I'll check it again. And then we do 5 hours of that, and they call it work. That's not work. That's faffing around and keeping your ego in place, and that's not going to get you to where you want to get to, I'm afraid. Sorry to say. I wish I could be more positive about these sometimes, but you're going to do the bloody work. Okay, I hope that's useful for you. We'll catch up with you on the next one. If you get value out of this, let me know. Speak soon. Take care.